Thanks for chilling with CuZo. I'm pissed. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm a little mad, but you know, we ain't gonna dwell on it. But cops are not shit, man. Cops are not and bullshit. Saw a little bit of that, but I kind of always knew Bruce was one of them niggas that was low key hating on my dog. Cop, you know. Not everybody gonna admit that shit, but niggas seen this coming. But who leaked it? Who did? Hold on, let me see this real quick. Why I can't hear it? Oh, hey, on everything I love, I wish I could speak Spanish, bro. I want to know what he said. Imagine a Haitian nigga learning Spanish. So it's a rap. Can I say I'm Dominican if I'm a Haitian nigga that speaks Spanish? You know what I'm saying? Can I say that? Cause I know y'all niggas wanna act like y'all ain't us, but we ain't y'all. You know, I'm just saying, nigga, family, they be hating each other sometimes. I get it. But I still I love Dominican food, Dominican people, Dominican music, you know, merengue. I love all that shit. But yeah, man. Bachata. Come on now. Somebody said something about this. Was it Max? But Max was talking about this shit for 25 minutes. Mm. All right. Old Meezy. That's the dude from all the old AMP videos. Oh, Duke said something about it too? Oh, shit. Hold on.
Them motherfuckers came. You put that shit on. Matter of fact, listen, man, y'all, listen, man. Look, I wasn't even gonna drop these D Block shirts, man. You know, I wasn't even gonna drop these D Block. I made some special edition D Block.
I ain't gonna lie. If that's a D Block shirt, that's tough. Oh my goodness. That's hard.
Halloween shirts, man. Look at this shirt, man. They got the screen there with the D Block written in blood or dripping down it.
Come on, man. That is tough. That is so tough. I'm not gonna lie.
I might put this in Zoomies, man. Listen, man. I might put this in Zoomies, man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even going. I ain't not dropping these tomorrow, man. I'm gonna put this shit on the site, man. I'm gonna put this shit on my site, man. I'm gonna drop that free shirts, man. God damn, niggas talking about we scamming with them early, bro. We'll see you in Zoomies, nigga.
You need to cut them off. That's facts.
Nigga, y'all didn't even know this was D Block merch either, nigga. Till I pointed it out because this shit so motherfucking hard.
That shirt hard.
This shit so motherfucking hard. Yo, the shit on so motherfucking smooth. You heard me? Got the, you know what I'm saying, flare sweatpants with the Marnie slide, you know what I'm saying? No elbow. With the D-block, you know what I'm saying, shirt. I cut it up because I really, you know what I'm saying, know how to put the shit together. That bitch right D-block with a, man, come on, man. Play a video, dude. Yeah.
It's DEO.
Come on, man.
My nigga, you are embarrassing them. Them niggas ride or die for you.
Fact.
They back you up on any situation you got going on.
Fact.
Right or wrong, you are embarrassing them niggas.
Hold on. Oh, you want to see the back? BB110! No! What these niggas talking about? They want to see the back, man. Come on, man. God damn, man. God damn, man. Hold on.
Bro, straight embarrassing them niggas. Them niggas are literally on TikTok, Twitter, every single thing. Them niggas are literally defending you no matter what. And you go do some dumb shit like that. You know what that's called, bro? Being a crash out, my nigga. And y'all know I never get out of my character to do this and that, but I feel like a nigga, I feel like I'm being tested. Like, bro, like, god damn, like, why you doing that to me, though? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why me? I done seen, that's only a few of the shits I done seen, bro. Yeah. I done seen a lot. Don't do that shit with me. That shit is female tendencies. And if you think anybody that thinks, yo, nah, Kynum is cool. No, I'm not. I'm not. I wish him the best. Okay. Do your thing, gang. Rock on. Keep going. But not with me.
Hey.
I can't.
Hey,
not with me. I'm not doing that.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, still wish him the best. Do your thing, just not with me. I'll fuck with that.
I don't stand for it. I don't stand for it. I'm not with that, bro. Damn. So do what you gotta do, just not around me. I just can't trust you.
Move on, move around, bro.
Damn. You sending me an essay apologizing, then doing that, I can't trust you, gang.
Move around.
Then I spoke to you today, and you said it was around the time you and DDG had beef. You lied again.
Damn,
CSGO was after. Are you not forgetting what you typed? Are you not forgetting what you typed, bro? You feel me? And one thing, bro, Bruce, I'm talking to you, Bruce. I'm talking directly to you, my nigga.
Hey,
before you hop on your stream and you start saying the shit that you want to say and complaining and shit, take a step back, look at what you did, and for once, take accountability, my nigga. For once. For once. Just once. Ooh. Unless your pride is so big and built up that you just wouldn't do it. My nigga, you shitting on the shit with AMP that happened in May. I seen a date for that. It was in May. I was cool, but we was cool. And you still saying shit like that? I feel like little shit like that don't have to be said. You're shitting on my brand now. Nigga, everybody in this crib work hard as fuck for that shit.
My brand too.
You shitting on what we got going on. You shitting on our brand. You feel me? Just for once, take accountability, bro. Like, we don't gotta be cool. We don't gotta be friends. I don't want that. You don't gotta communicate with me. You don't gotta say nothing to me, bro. You feel me? And just for once, look at your community. And not even if you're not gonna apologize to nobody, apologize to them niggas. Please. Them niggas deserve it, bro. Apologize to your community.
Big
okay?
DEO shit, nigga. Big DEO shit, nigga. Hey. Man, if I was Bruce,
that's crazy.
Man, fuck that nigga, man.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. But I'm gonna cop out that. That's kind of crazy. Like, you talking behind your man's back like that is kind of. Mm-hmm. Damn, bro, you hate to see something like that.
Oh yeah, really, man.
Another one. I ain't fucking around today, bitch. I ain't fucking around today. Bring your head. Bring your ass here, bitch. Bring your ass here. Bring your ass here. Bring your ass here.
With that big ass ankle monitor.
Oh yeah.
Big ass ankle monitor. Damn. That boy still having fun though.
Been 21.
Hey, why did I know he put that song? Use some of, you know what I'm saying? You can use some of 21 songs that's just by himself. You know what I'm saying? He got his other hits.
21, I drew you. Fire show tonight, bro.
How the hell you do this?
Oh God.
All right, bro. Nice to
Hey,
meet you. Oh yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah. Nice to meet you, bro. Take care.
Been 21.
that's tough. That did his thing.
Did you know that Mr. Beast Crew has one member that no one talks about and people know literally nothing about him? His name is Tariq, and here's
Real niggas know Tariq. Anybody trying to hit that? OG fans know Tariq, bro. We ain't even do that.
Been 21.
Like, come on, bro. Tariq been that guy. You're not gonna do that. Come on. Oh, nobody ever talks about, man. Come on, bro. I can't stand when people just because you just discovered somebody, bro. That don't mean that other nigga just discovered him. We know him. Oh yeah, what about the people who don't? Then they shouldn't call themselves fans. They just say, you know, I watch it. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's a lot of niggas who not watching Mr. Beast as they used to. You know what I'm saying? It's probably like a whole new crowd now that watch it. We don't know. That's all I'm saying. Oh, man. Fake world of rapper life.
I don't want to be a regular rapper. You know why? Because these regular rappers be broke. This is cap. The industry is cap. This shit is not real, bro. This shit is all perception and perspective and everything.
50-50, we gonna have an app.
Oh, you're getting 360?
I don't know.
No, don't tell me you don't know.
It's amazing how rapper contracts have been the center of ambiguity and confusion for 30
Did he just fall out his deal in front of him?
Everything.
50-50, we gonna have an app.
Oh, you're getting 360?
I don't know.
No, don't tell me you don't know.
It's amazing how rapper contracts have been the center of ambiguity and confusion for 30 years. How do rappers still not know what's going on with their business? We see it every day. As soon as they get the deal, the first thing they do is get the rapper starter kit. Why is rap the only art form that idolizes being a customer?
I need like 340.
Look how many tags, 20 tags already.
Great customer. Great customer.
52,000 right now. All right, so it'll be 52,000 flat.
All right. Maybe do 50. I brought 100. I'm trying to leave it 50 for real.
Great customer. And on the other hand, people like Lil Baby actually can't afford these types of expenses. But this is where it starts. First is the chain, rented vehicle, Airbnb, and random IG model looking for a quick buck.
That's funny. Not the rapper starter kit. Oh my goodness. My boy off to a good start.
He almost lost the bezel. Take care of that before we continue. That's gotta go. You know what? Just hold it like that.
When you posted this photo, I'm asking the question. I don't know what the hell it is. So,
Oh yeah. So basically, I was traveling to New York
right? And I was on a commercial flight. So I saw a picture that I liked. It was my mood picture. So I posted. I put travel. Odd. How was it?
Are you ready?
Hold on, you're not getting on the stone.
Oh, okay. I'm getting on the stone, bro.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, boy.
But Jay-Z summed it up with this line.
Change is cool a cop, but more important is loyalty.
But apparently nobody heard him. But wait a minute, we getting ahead of ourselves. The truth is, most of this is not even these rappers' fault. These dudes are really just doing what they've seen their idols do. But their idols eventually outgrow the nonsense and back away from it. Look at Jay's 444 album.
You want to know what's more important than throwing away money at a strip club? Credit.
And he was the main dude pushing the idea of jewelry, fast cars, and spending big dough. Hip-hop's competitive nature set the wrong tone for the new generation, but the fans love it. And therein lies the birth of the fake world of broke rapper lifestyle. And it's interesting because I never think of rappers as victims, but they are. Let's look at how a record contract really breaks down to really understand how broke rappers actually are.
Your single was 99 cents, mine was $4.
This is an incredibly slept on Jay-Z line, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it illustrates how far apart good rap business is from bad rap business. And this new generation is almost exclusively bad rap business. So when Jay dropped this line, he was in a joint venture with Def Jam, which usually means somewhere around a 50-50 split. If the single was $4, that means $2 to Rockefeller, $2 to Def Jam. Jay is an executive and an artist, so he gets paid twice on this single. The average artist gets roughly 10%, but since Jay was the boss, he probably paid himself around 25%. 25% of $2 is 50 cents. That leaves $1.50 to be split between Jay, Dame, and Biggs, 50 cents each. So let's assume Jay was getting $1 to his bottom line per single sold. So let's put up the scoreboard. Jay, $1 per single. Now let's look at the new generation. Remember, the new generation is only 99 cents, and the average new artist deal would be about 10%, which would leave them with about 10 cents per record sold. So with about 1 million records sold, Jay would have made about $1 million, while the average artist would have made about 100,000. But let's not forget, that average artist took an advance, and that advance was probably $250,000. And this is how you can have an artist with a platinum single and still be in debt to the label. And the mechanics of how an album works are even worse, but we'll save that for another video. So when you see artists throwing money and copping jewelry, usually that's the money they got from the label to make the album. It's all a big contradiction, because so many artists say they use rap and sell drugs to escape the hood and take care of their families just to get rich and blow it all on bullshit. Look at this list. You're gonna see some legends on this list. This is just a list of artists that have had to fight their way out of a bad contract at some point in their career. And many times that bad contract was during the time that they were at the height of their sales. So they didn't even profit from the best years of their artistry. A lot of times they've had to find other ways creatively to make money post the height of their success. So then I think about like a new artist who signs a deal, gets in advance, doesn't manage it right, is in a bad contract, then they get on the internet and flex, and now they have an image to uphold. So the next thing you know, they robbing the next man to try to keep the image up to hopefully sell records to get the money that they already got that they should have managed better. You get what I'm saying?
I think a lot of mistakes that get made is what you just said, right? You got an advance from a major, and maybe you didn't spend it in the smartest way.
And I went splurging.
And a lot of people don't realize, like, you know, you get that advance and your music has to make that much money back times whatever your terms are.
Otherwise the conversations get dry. And
well, also otherwise you're not going to see any money off your music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's your big nut, and you got to kind of make that shit stretch. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, young independent artists watching this, what would be some advice you give them as far as, you know, taking the advance? Or,
I mean, I would say, like, with the advance, invest it like straight back in yourself. Pay some bills, but invest it straight back into the business. Because at the end of the day, if the music not going and you ain't got nothing cracking in the people's face and marketing and going, like, what that advance mean? Like, you got a chain and some money and some. Yeah.
So why are rappers so pressed for clout? What is it that makes these artists feel like they have to sacrifice their financial well-being and the future of their careers just to look good today? I mean, the pressure from this type of situation is unbearable. Remember when Lil Wayne was having seizures on flights because he was ODing on drugs? Why do you think these dudes are over-medicating themselves in these situations? It's the pressure from the spotlight, the finances, and what they have to do and who they have to be to please the fans and meet all of their financial obligations as artists. I mean, just look at how many rappers have been exposed for wearing straight up fake jewelry. Or look how many artists have been exposed for trying to look richer than they actually are. I say it like this: shout out to any of the managers, lawyers, labels, or individuals that are trying to hold these artists accountable, teach them some level of financial literacy, and get their heads in the right direction. It's time we pray for the next generation.
Fact. Because that shit is terrible. That's crazy. I did want to see this too, because I mean, I said the last time I watched Flight play football, I'm like, oh, Cash play, he gonna play aggressive.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Oh, what it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team, stand up. Hey, man, I know you guys see what's going down right now. We got 1v1s on the football field. Got you on the court, man. First time seeing you in football.
I'm gonna say it, bro. Dog, you looked good on your reaction, bro.
Nah, I appreciate it, bro.
After the video, bro, you looked good. So, I got a little bit of 1 year experience, you know, but we're gonna see what it is.
They're going to 21 points. Each touchdown is 7 points. Let's say Flight starts off with the ball. He scores 21 first. Cash can still get a redemption touchdown to go for it. We're going 4 downs. The touchdown is between the cones over there. If you go past it, that's the touchdown.
Oh, hey, shoot. Let's get it.
Right.
Go.
Start off?
Yeah, start off.
Doing 3 Mississippis. Then I gotta throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and touch. That's you right there.
Easy. Let's do it.
1 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Oh, Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Simple. I got it. I'm gonna get you. Down. To the hut. 1 Mississippi.
What?
2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi.
Oh. Now you're going. It makes sense. Cash is like.
Yeah. Not even sure. Playing perfect, though. Playing perfect.
He's like hitting you where he's kind of stopping you.
Everything you've seen is legit football. Not complaining.
Score. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. Okay. Oh, good coverage.
That was great coverage.
You need Cash.
What?
Hit him and then go that way. So whatever side he's on, go opposite. Hit him and then go opposite. Okay, remember 3 Mississippi. Down.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi.
Hit his hands. Not the best ball. Hit his hands. Receiver rule is if it hits your hands, you gotta catch it.
Butter.
It's my weakness.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi.
Come on, Cash. Come on, Cash. That's 2 drops.
Oh my God! Catching is my weakness.
Bro, there's nothing I can do about it, bro. You got butterfingers.
That's a touchdown. You know faster right now?
Yeah.
So just run out. Down.
Yeah, I get some little 5-10 yard catch.
That was smooth.
I liked it.
Oh. Hey, he's on this side of you. You're gonna hit him and go like straight. But if he guards you this way, he's on this side. So hit him and go that way. Just catch short routes.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi.
Down.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi.
Oh!
Hit his hand.
That would have been nice, man. That would have been nice.
Keep grinding. Come on.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If he's on that side, go this way. If you feel him on your back side, push him, go that way.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi. One Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi.
Down here, fourth down. Touchdown.
Get a stop, Cash. Get a stop. You get a stop here, you probably steal it right here.
You're past the cone, right?
Yeah.
And then just go this way. I'll find you.
You're right there. Come on. Touchdown or stop?
Flight's I'm gonna go touchdown.
Touchdown.
Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi. Just short. That's 4. That's good. That's 4.
Did he get it?
Okay. This is good. We won it. We won it.
Go.
Bro, we won.
Touchdown.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi.
It's a ref's call. What is that? Touchdown.
Touchdown.
He extended up the That's 7-7 is tied up. Touchdown. The referees called it.
Good looks, yo. He's beating my ass, bro. How does that?
2 more touchdowns, you win.
Yep.
Get out of here.
I feel with the physicality.
Oh, I love it. Playing exactly defensive back football. I'm mad he burnt me earlier.
5-minute timeout. Catch your breath. So we're gonna take a little break.
First time out of the game.
First time out of the game. Every player gets 2 timeouts.
Shit. You got 3 more touchdowns each, right?
Yeah, you got 2 more.
Oh, 2 more touchdowns?
Yeah. It's 3 in total. How you feel?
Look right here. Four Mississippi. Hey!
Did he catch that?
No.
You caught that? That was an ugly ass route though. Oh. What foot? Did I count 1 foot?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What's up? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Oh!
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Oh!
That's good D. Come on. Go Cash.
Wow, flight. Wow. Yeah. So I'm talking about. I wasn't expecting a pick. That's why you always keep your eyes open on the play. Let's go, baby. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
They ain't got no moves, bro.
Yeah.
Simple. Yeah.
That's good.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Oh, that was yours right there.
Get both ways. Set.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4.
I like how Kenny's slowing down the Mississippi.
Don't go towards what way?
So instead of going towards straight, you go here, cut up, and then go towards this side.
You don't have no. What are these? Are no. What the fuck? Can y'all please run a route? Run a route. Run a route.
Gotta catch that.
I closed my eyes.
Yeah. Set.
1 Mississippi.
That's the first one.
Set.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi.
That's 2. You threw 3 interceptions.
Buns quarterback.
All I gotta say is
L quarterback.
2 interceptions.
Picks, baby. What was this, y'all?
You need a better quarterback. And
Like, seriously.
And you need you probably would have scored every possession if you made one of the catches.
What the fuck I'm mad about? Shit.
Down, set.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
He should have been moving.
That's like great defense.
That would have been another hit.
Yeah, don't think you just go. Easy. Yeah, take it slow though. Take it easy, like jogging. Okay. Down, set.
I'm moving my other thing. What the?
Come on, man.
It has to be past Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi, yes. Oh, no, we ain't doing that, player. We ain't doing that.
No Mississippi.
You know what you do. Oh, no.
Shit.
Violation.
Yeah, I touched.
You get finessing the basketball, not the football. Bro, I literally stopped right there. I got no camera, so I stopped. Oh, hell no. Hey,
You do?
yeah. I mean, like Kenny said it, the proper speed. I'm going to slow that part down, bro, and put it in real time. Cause Flight gonna finesse him. Now he know what happened. Well, I'm telling you.
I'm giving him like 3 points right now, bro. This is crazy as hell.
Just do it again. What on line?
Ready?
Yeah.
Down, set.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Fourth down?
Yeah, it's fourth. But you see, like, this is closer now, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, this time, bro, you're open every time I'm running. I'm gonna throw it right at you instead of leading you.
Yeah.
You're kind of tired, so I'm just gonna hit you. Down.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Oh.
Oh!
Damn.
Wow.
That's 3. Come on, man. We gotta have a little celebration though, when you
Capitalize.
I ain't celebrating. I got Butterfingers on offense, man.
Yep.
I played a little DB in high school. I ain't play no offense.
Down, set.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. We take it when we can. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Don't take it. Man, I had a helmet on it. Much closer, man. Now you,
Third down.
see. Now we got 2 more down.
He felt like an old ass man though.
they got 2 more downs. Don't put a touchdown. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Don't take it. Man, I had a helmet on it. Much closer, man. Now you,
Third down.
See. Now we got 2 more down.
they got 2 more downs. Don't put a touchdown in.
If he gonna be tight, right? I'm gonna act like I'm going for the 5 and short. Yeah, I'm gonna put like nothing.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what he just said. He was really
You're right here. You're right there.
Down, set.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Yeah.
Is that in?
Nah.
Oh, he's not in.
right.
He says you're right here.
Okay, excuse me. Right here. No.
I have to go past it. Yeah. Oh, if Flight gets to stop right here.
Wait, no. No, we ain't doing that, Jay. Hell nah, nigga, you high. Nigga, you can't fight this right here. Nigga, I'm past that. You forget. Nigga, I never touched that.
That's 1 in. It's go 1 and go. First to go. Fourth to go.
Oh my God. Wait, he extended. Here.
Come on.
Come on, man.
I caught that.
Come on.
Come on, man. Cool.
You crossed the goal line.
I caught some. It was like 50-50 ball.
Bro, he begged you across the touchdown, Blake.
So I made a couple bad throws. It ain't about me, it's about them.
What's
Right
the
here,
play? What's the play?
Get a first momentum.
Yeah.
And go.
Yeah.
Gets you 10 yards, you're good. Short. Down, set. Go.
Good catch. Good catch.
Yeah. That.
What's good, everybody? My man Cash accidentally stepped on my Achilles at this point. I tried so hard to zoom in and show you guys, but from this point on forward, I was literally at 40 or 50%, just FYI.
Penalty.
Penalty? PI?
Hey, we got tripping your shoe? Incomplete.
This one. Yes, sir. This one. Okay. Excuse me.
All right. You like that?
Oh.
Hold on.
Yeah! From Marshawn Lynch. Hope I partner with him. Colin Kaepernick. Oh, this bitch right here gonna be huge. Heard the best.
Wait.
Got it. Right here gonna be killer. Colin Kaepernick. Marcus.
It's Colin, isn't it? It's Colin, right? Colin Kaepernick? It's Colin? Or is it Colin? Colin sound bad. But Colin make more sense. I don't
Peters.
think said it right.
Also, I heard it's right here gonna be free food. I mean, I even heard they got like a security, what you call it? What's it called, Jay?
Like a sniper tower.
All right, yeah. I even heard they got a stars. Take.
Where's the football con?
You get under.
Oh, y'all thinking it. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes more sense. Oh, that's tonight. And that started.
Playing wide receiver.
The lineup behind.
Who used the avocados? I'm not sure if there was a rest. This team.
Oh, okay. This
team. And the Tigers, one of the least penalized.
Oh, like how just reacted to the album, so I like it. Can Denver 2T? That's a good question. I don't think so, though.
We're gonna see if old Luke can get out of this one. Man, look at that size of the shark down there too. Holy smokes! Oh, he's off. He's off. Oh, that shark is gonna smell that thing. Little Goliath.
Small little fella.
Oh!
All right.
Woo! This thing's hit like a freight train too. Golly! Look at that nail power prawn. Whoa! Look at that! It just spit out a full crab. Are you kidding me? That's what they eat. That was awesome.
Oh, look at it right on my arm. Oh, not good. Not good.
That was awesome. Check that out.
This is one of the #1 baits for a Goliath grouper, believe it or not.
So he's eating crabs and shrimp, obviously.
All crabbed up.
That's cool. What a cool fish.
That is cool. We're gonna see if old.
That is cool. I ain't gonna lie, the Loki season 2 pretty decent so far. Not mad at it. I remember that boy AR. That jump was funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of funny.
Nigga, that's how much of a solid nigga I am. I don't even get booked with niggas, you heard?
Oh yeah, I heard Mikey might be facing up to 28 years. That boy was #1 in basketball, and now facing 28 years. Life changed fast. What if you burnt this mouth?
I'm on a quest to end soggy buffalo wings once and for all. Over here, we have a chicken that I'll be dry aging for 10 days that'll hopefully give us ultimate crispiness. Over here, we have another chicken that will be dry aging, only this time it's been sitting in buffalo sauce for 24 hours. Could this be the key to the greatest wings of all time or the start of my salmonella journey? Let's find out. First things first, we need some chickens. So I've never actually dry aged chicken before, but in general, dry aging does improve flavor and also helps with crispy skin. So my hope is that by the end of this, we'll have extremely...
Or does that mean it's decaying?
flavorful wing.
How do you dry age chicken? I mean, I heard of dry aged steak, but chicken?
And also a super crispy exterior. And these here are air chilled chickens that I got from the supermarket. So they are a little bit more premium. I think I got them for like 15 bucks. So not the cheapest chicken in the world, but either way, we're starting with a great product. Something I've always found weird about chicken, if you look at it closely before it's cooked, there's like multiple layers of the skin. Kind of nasty, but when it's crisped up, it's delicious. So this chicken will set aside to dry age tomorrow. And this guy, we are going to completely cover in buffalo sauce. Now, if you see my videos before, then this bucket will look very familiar, but this is what we're going to use to cover our chicken in the sauce. Now, is this the best use of surface area and volume to cover something? Probably not. A bag would definitely be better, but this definitely looks cooler. When it comes to buffalo sauce, Frank's is key. The goal here is that by marinating with this buffalo sauce for 24 hours, we'll infuse it with tons of that buffalo flavor, and in we go with the sauce. The one thing to note about buffalo sauce is that it is highly acidic, so we'll have to see if it kind of degrades the protein or not. There's a lot of buffalo sauce, people. Well, this is a truly obscene amount of hot sauce, and you already know I gotta go for a quick taste of this stuff. That is delicious. But either way, it is fully
And put the damn... Oh my god.
submerged, and I'll see you in 24 hours. And 24 hours later, this is what we got. And we're left with a completely orange chicken. This is gonna come as a shock to absolutely no one, but it smells exactly like buffalo sauce and a lot of it. And it's clear to me that this chicken is now a lot more firm. Definitely seems like the vinegar in that sauce has kind of penetrated and broken down the meat. Only time will tell if that's a good thing though. And it is finally time to start dry aging our chickens. Now, I've actually had a lot of success dry aging duck, a bit of success dry aging turkey. Honestly, it wasn't like the best thing ever. But either way, the technique I found that works best is to kind of hold it by the backbone, tie it with a string, and kind of hang it from the dry ager. So that's what we're gonna try. So all we need to do is find that backbone, go in with a string. Now, I'm not much of a knot guy. I just kind of standard knot a bunch of times. Just keep it tight on the first one. Should be good. And just go through it a couple times. And once again, on our buffalo chicken, just tie it up. And we're left with 2 chickens that are perfectly supported by our string. Next, let's get them in the dry ager. All right, and our chicken is in the dry ager, but we have 10 long days of waiting until it's done. In the meantime, let's figure out what makes a truly authentic buffalo wing and head to the source, Buffalo, New York.
Wait, the buffalo wings are made in Buffalo, New York? That's what they come from? But shit, thank you, Teresa. Yeah. Well, would you look at that? Verissimo.
Okay, we are here in Buffalo with our resident Buffalo expert sub chef. It's absolutely freezing. He is a savage, but we're literally at the restaurant that invented the first ever buffalo chicken wing. Let's check this place out. Okay, it's time to find out how real buffalo wings are made.
So our wings are fresh delivered almost every day.
Nice.
They're never frozen. They're cooked here separate from everything else because they're gluten-free except for the habanero.
So what's the full process? Are they seasoned before or just...
You fill up a bucket,
Yep.
toss them in there, they cook them. Usually 18 to 22 minutes depending on like how crispy you want them. Where 22 is like, if somebody orders an extra crispy. When you're from Buffalo, that's how you want them. Everybody wants their wings to jiggle more than a 5.
And do you know what temperature the oil's set at?
350. If you do
All right.
it any higher, it burns.
So the big question is it blue cheese or ranch?
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese all the way?
Every time, judging you if you get ranch.
I love this woman.
All right. I appreciate it.
Of course.
This is perfect. Do you wear it front or back or side?
I feel like we gotta go backwards.
Mine's kind of wobbly.
We look like some dinguses right now.
You look good.
These are incredible.
Wow.
20,
Beautiful.
medium, honey bourbon barbecue.
How do we look with the hats on?
Oh, I mean, you fit the part.
Yeah, this is the traditional way to do it, right?
Traditional tourist way to do it.
Okay, it is time for an impromptu wing eating challenge. Whoever eats the most wings wins, and apparently they put one extremely...
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really a fan of like barbecue wings. I'm not like, that shit got to be Buffalo, the hottest spot. Yeah.
spicy one in the mix, so it should be interesting. You ready?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1,
Let's do it.
Go. Oh, you're going umbrella?
Yeah.
Nice crunch to it, pretty juicy.
That's the original one, no doubt about it.
Yep.
See, I'm more of a drumstick. Not really too crazy about the flats. I know it's a lot of people crazy about the flats. I don't like there's too many bones. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit I can do while I'm holding a drumstick. Motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think I can wrap my mouth around 2 bones. Like, pause. That shit nasty. Like, I don't know. Y'all niggas that can do that shit, kudos to you. But, you like meat and bones.
That was buffalo. We're going barbecue. Delicious. This is exactly what I needed.
Drums or flats?
Flats.
Definitely a flats guy. But I will say, these drums are really meaty. All right, 3, 4.
How many days a week?
I'll say, these drums are really meaty. All right, 3, 4.
How many days a week do you eat chicken wings?
At least one.
Back in my prime, I was probably at 1, but probably like twice a month, if that.
So you would say you're past your prime?
Oh, we'll find out after this. You ever seen a 1-bite wing?
But yeah, let's see it.
We're on wing number 7. I feel totally good right now.
I'm feeling pretty full. I don't think you got 3 more.
8, 9.
Speed is not a part of the competition.
That's true. Speed is not a factor, but I'm just noticing that you.
Chicken wings, slow and slow.
10. Little celery break. 11. We've pinpointed the spicy one. Let's see how this goes. It's definitely got a kick, but it's actually really good. Oh, it's creeping.
Motherfucker got a calorie counter. Why?
I'm sweating.
12.
I mean, if I eat more, I'll probably get sick.
13. Feel the power of the chicken wings. Let it consume you and consume it.
I don't really care about calories like that.
Okay.
14. Chicken boys. Chicky boys.
Oh, chicken boys like the island boys. At 4 food.
At 12 and a half wings.
I don't even know where I am right now.
All right, well, there it is. 12 and a half wings to 16. But I got to say, thank you, Sub Chef, for coming out. Also, he just released his own pizza dough, so definitely check that out. Can we order 2 cannolis, please?
Take the wings, leave the cannoli.
What?
It's from the Godfather. Take the cannoli.
Homemade cannolis to end the meal.
Cheers.
Cheers. Dink.
That's awesome. Oh my god. That's awesome.
So good. Goes without saying, the wings here are fantastic. But if you're ever in Buffalo, make sure you come here for the cannoli. It's out of this world. I think we know.
I like the outside of the cannoli. I don't like the inside. I'll keep it above.
Everything we need to know about wings. Let's get back to the kitchen. Not gonna lie, guys, I am pretty full of buffalo chicken wings. And if you thought I was taking this hat off, you are mistaken. This is what I call style. But either way, our chicken should be ready. And here they are. We have our buffalo dry-aged chicken and our regular 10-day dry-aged chicken. As you can see, there's been a huge change in appearance. It's really shrunken up quite a bit, and it has a super, super dry exterior. Chicken number 2, again with that dry exterior, but of course it has that beautiful buffalo orange type look to it. And this is kind of crazy to see right here. See those dark flecks? I think that's actually like the feathers, kind of where they started from. Honestly, kind of gross. When you buy chicken, it does often come with these. So, where do chicken wings actually come from? Believe it or not, this actually confused me for a little bit. We have the wing here, and this is going to be the flat, whereas this internal bone is the drum. And now we'll remove the wing. There's one, and there's two. I got to be real with you guys. These are some pretty shrimpy wings at this point. There's so much moisture that's come out of them, but I will say the skin is extremely dry, so hopefully they'll crisp up and still taste good. We'll remove the wing tips and then separate the flat from the drum. We have our wings and flats removed, and we're left with this whole dry-aged chicken. Now, assuming I don't go down due to salmonella poisoning at the end of this video, I will end up cooking this, but time to do the same thing with our buffalo dry-aged chicken. Remove the wing, take off that tip, and separate the drum from the flat. We're left with our perfect little drums and flats. This is actually super interesting. This here is the regular dry aged. This is the buffalo. Look at how much bigger and like juicier the buffalo one is. It's almost like as it was marinating / brining, it allowed it to retain more moisture, but that buffalo one looks significantly better. We have our buffalo dry age, regular dry age, and just normal fresh wings. And it's pretty crazy to see the difference between them. These fresh wings are a lot more like soft and malleable, and the dry aged ones kind of look longer. It's almost like it's stretched out as it was dry aging. Time to fry them up and see which wing comes out on top. Just like we learned in Buffalo, New York, we have our oil set to 350 on the dot. No seasoning on this chicken, which feels a little weird, but that's the way to do it. We're going to start by going in with our regular non-dry aged chicken.
As expected.
Next up, we have our regular dry aged chicken. Last but not least, our Buffalo dry aged chicken wings. Okay, we have our chicken frying, but I actually have a very special announcement. I recently started my very own jerky company, and this whole video is actually inspired by one of the flavors, New York Buffalo. This is actually the very first bag I've ever opened that's come off the line, so kind of a cool moment for me right now. Oh yeah. I created this flavor because buffalo chicken was a huge part of my life when I was living in China. It was the one thing I made on weekends whenever I was missing home. I've also never been able to find a buffalo chicken jerky that I loved in America, and I'm just really proud of how this came out. We have a total of 4 flavors across beef, chicken, and bacon, all of which inspired by different parts of the world that have a significant meaning in my life. If you're interested, I hope you check them out at maxjerky.com, but I think our chicken is just about done frying. All right, well, it's only been 10 minutes, but it appears as though our wings are done. They are a lot smaller than the ones at the restaurant, so that kind of makes sense, but they look great. I'm gonna start by removing our non-dry aged wings. And next up, we have the regular dry aged wings. Honestly, these are looking a little more bland and like less crispy. And last but not least, our buffalo dry aged wings. I gotta say, guys, these ones look absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful golden brown skin. I have high hopes for these. And we're left with our 3 beautiful stacks of wings. We have our non-dry aged, dry aged, and our buffalo dry aged. The non-dry aged look pretty good. I'd say fairly standard, decent crust. The dry aged, originally I was kind of hating on them just because of the color, but take a look at this crust. I mean, this is some of the most bubbly skin I've ever seen on chicken. This looks phenomenal despite the more bland color. And last but not least, we have that buffalo dry aged chicken wing. I gotta say, this might be the most perfect looking wing I've ever seen. It has a super nice color. Also, that skin is just so crispy. They've been off the heat for about 5 minutes, but this is kind of wild. The traditional wings, non-dry aged, completely soggy at this point, whereas all the dry aged ones are still extremely crunchy. I don't want to completely cover those flavors we've developed through the dry age process, but of course we do need a bit of buffalo sauce to go right over the top. And this is just some Frank's mixed with butter, which to me is absolutely perfect for buffalo wings. Just a little bit of parsley because we're healthy. I gotta say, visually, these are looking incredible, but what matters most is the taste. All right, well, here they are. Gotta say, they're looking pretty good. It's time to eat some dry aged chicken. Got my taste tester Ty here. Blue today. Honestly, a little bit more difficult with my new hat. But either way, it's time to figure out if I can taste the difference and which one I like more. Okay, Sophia, please give me a flat at random.
All right, here you go.
Number 1. Phenomenal crust, such an interesting texture. It's like stringy but still really good. My guess is that this is the normal dry aged chicken. All right, number 2. This right here has got to be the regular chicken one. Has way more of a just definitely like a crazy crunchy crust. It's got to be the buffalo dry age.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3. Oh, I got them all right. Yeah, whatever. It's not a huge deal. Honestly, 3 out of 3. Crazy crust. Sure, it's like number 1.
Like I'll
my new hat. But either way, it's time to figure out if I can taste the difference and which one I like more. Okay, Sophia, please give me a flat at random.
All right, here you go.
Number 1. Phenomenal crust, such an interesting texture. It's like stringy but still really good. My guess is that this is the normal dry aged chicken. All right, number 2. This right here has got to be the regular chicken one. Has way more of a just traditional chicken feel to it. And number 3. Easily the best by far, but has a way more like deep buffalo flavor. Definitely like a crazy crunchy crust. It's got to be the buffalo dry age.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3. Oh, I got them all right. Yeah, whatever. It's not a huge deal. Honestly, I was kind of expecting the dry aged ones to be completely inedible. Shocked to say that the buffalo chicken dry aged wings were by far the best. But I really hope you enjoyed the video. It would also mean so much to me if you did check out my jerky company. Real talk, without you guys, there's no shot I would have had the guts to actually launch this thing. So I do want to give a massive thank you to all of you who've supported me in any capacity throughout the years. And I'll see you next time.
Yeah, 13 minutes, I can't even get back. Well, get the fuck out of here, Mark. Mark is why would you want to make this? I don't know. I don't even think he did that shit. What the fuck? Dragon's bone. Okay.
In Zhangjiakou, China, in October 2017, something extraordinary unfolded in a rural community located 120 miles from Beijing. It all started when the residents stumbled upon a fascinating discovery in a field, an immense 60-foot set of bones. These bones belonged to a highly peculiar creature, unlike anything they had ever seen before. The locals believe that these bones belong to an ancient dragon. Dragons hold great significance in Chinese culture, depicted in historical murals throughout the ages. However, scientists remained uncertain about the true nature of these remains. They couldn't conclusively identify the creature to which the bones belonged. Hence, the mystery surrounding these mysterious bones remains unsolved to this day. In Zhangjiakou,
I believe him. I believe him. Cause I remember the Arthur.
So the Paw Patrol, they should totally be dead. In the newest movie, part of a meteor hit
Aladdin should have. What? How?
Aladdin killed Jasmine.
Alright, here we go. See. You just automatically want to go to the dot shit. You can't do nothing leading up. You know what I'm saying? So for me into the shit, you just want to do it wrong. You feel me? What if a kid clicked on that shit? You know what I'm saying? He killed Jasmine. Like, I don't know. I want to skip a little bit. All right. I don't even want to see. You just ruined it for me. I don't even want to hear no damn Disney conspiracy. You just fucked everything up. He killed Jasmine. Oh, I did have something to watch. Why is this 5 hours long? I would have loved to know what this was without this shit. Oh, the fucked up history of Gucci. Hold on. I didn't know much about it.
The Gucci brand has really been created by art and Gucci is extraordinary.
Gucci is one of the hottest fashion brands in the world, with an estimated value of $22.6 billion. But what begins as a rags to riches story of a small family business becomes a dark, shocking tale of betrayal. Underneath the glamour of the fashion world, there were frequent family feuds, lawsuits, an attempted corporate takeover, and even murder. So sit back, relax, get comfortable, because in this video, we're going on a journey through Gucci's insane and controversial history.
Yeah.
Guccio Gucci was born and raised in Florence, Italy, and worked
Gucci. That's hard. That's hard.
in his parents' straw hat shop. However, the family business went bankrupt, leaving Gucci penniless. So when he was 18 years old, Guccio moved to London to seek work and found a job at the Savoy Hotel. Here, he observed the rich and famous guests of the hotel wearing leather goods and carrying around expensive luggage. It was more than just functionality. Fashion was a status symbol that divided the haves from the have-nots. He then went on to work for a train company called Wagonlets, where he spent even more time helping travelers with their luggage, taking notice of the quality of luxury suitcases and handbags. Guccio realized that if he had his own leather shop that catered to high-end customers like these, he could become extremely wealthy. However, he also knew it would take years of hard work learning about the leather industry and saving up money before he could branch out on his own. So after serving in World War I, Guccio got a job in a shop making leather goods to get as much experience as he could, but he never lost sight of his vision. Finally, by 1921, when Guccio was 40 years old, he'd saved and learned enough to open his own small shop in Florence. This simple store selling leather goods would be the very humble beginnings of the company we know today as Gucci. Guccio initially imported leather goods, but he received more requests for handmade pieces of uniquely designed handbags and shoes. He began to learn exactly the type of designs his wealthy customers wanted, and since he often couldn't find them from his suppliers, he decided to open his own workshop to create them. And he hired several employees to help meet the demand. However, he quickly got in over his head with the expansion and racked up a lot of debt. There were many times when he struggled to make ends meet and told anyone who would listen about his troubles. Eventually, he took a loan from his son-in-law to keep the business going. As he got older, he counted on his 3 sons, Aldo, Rodolfo, and Vasco, to help him run the business, and fully expected them to take over someday. But clearly at this point, the Gucci business was nothing special. In fact, it was just one small store. However, Guccio's 3 sons had ambitious plans to change that. While Guccio was content with his leather goods business, his sons were thinking much bigger. They convinced their father to open up a second shop in Rome. He was initially reluctant as he felt it was too risky, but they wore him down. And it was a good job they did, because this second shop ended up becoming extremely popular during World War II, because soldiers were looking to buy gifts for their wives and girlfriends back home. By the 1950s, Gucci made enough profit to open a 3rd store in Milan. In 1953, Aldo, Rodolfo, and Vasco flew to New York City to find the location for their first American store. But the pressure of all this expansion might have been too much for their father to bear, because just 2 weeks after opening the New York store, Guccio dropped dead from a heart attack. Guccio left the company to his 3 sons, but kept his daughter Grimalda out of his will. Grimalda tried to fight her brothers in court, but lost. The daughter was left with nothing of the Gucci fortune, despite the fact that her husband's loan had once kept the company afloat.
What the See, look, fuckery already. Hey, let's get on into it. Come on now. Come on now. How you gonna get a baby girl on the team? And then her man gave you the money, right? To even keep this shit afloat. What the fuck?
This was just the beginning of the family's legal drama. It turns out that expanding to the United States was exactly what Gucci needed. As the first luxury Italian brand in New York City, the company took off in a big way, becoming increasingly popular among Hollywood celebrities. This, of course, only created yet more demand for Gucci's products, as people wanted to dress like their favorite movie stars. And thus, for a while, the 3 brothers ran the company successfully without issue. Vasco passed away in 1974 though, and his shares were left to his wife, so Aldo and Rodolfo bought out her shares, meaning that the 2 remaining brothers each owned 50% of the company. That same year, the brothers opened up the first Gucci flagship store in Hong Kong. Gucci was one of the first brands to focus on expanding to the Asian market, and it paid off massively. The 2 brothers continued to reinvest these profits into more growth, and in 1975, they expanded to a fragrance line and continued to grow the number of products offered under the Gucci name. It had become so much more than leather luggage. Gucci was now a global luxury brand that sold purses, shoes, belts, wallets, and so much more. But at this point, Gucci was still very much a private family business. And there is an old Italian saying, when it comes to family businesses, the first generation builds, the second expands, and the third destroys.
That's true. That's crazy. Damn, that's crazy. Everybody said that. I didn't know that. Because, Caribbeans say little crazy shit like that. But the shit be true. I didn't know that was an everybody thing. That's nuts.
Aldo Gucci had 3 sons, Giorgio, Roberto, and Paolo, and he gave each of them a small percentage of the company out of his shares. Meanwhile, Rodolfo Gucci still had his full 50% of the company, as he refused to give any shares to his only son, Maurizio. Life for the Gucci family was anything but peaceful. The cousins were constantly fighting over who would get control of the Gucci brand. The 2 brothers from the second generation, Aldo and Rodolfo, had done a great job of transforming the company into a huge global success, but they were getting older now, and there were a lot of arguments over who should.
Hey, cuz, fuck Rodolfo. Real shit. How you just be greedy like that? Oh, fucker, you finna die. All right, give him some money. That's what I don't understand about. You know what I'm saying? Some people who be just hanging on to some shit. Come on, bro. Oh, bitch.
Lead Gucci forward when they were both gone. And then things got much more intense when in 1972, Maurizio married a woman named Patrizia Reggiani, who was known for being a gold digger. She once said,
"It's better to cry in Rolls Royce than to be happy on a bicycle." That's for sure.
Patrizia loved wearing the Gucci brand to parties and living as a socialite. Behind the scenes, she was pressuring Maurizio to one day become the new CEO of Gucci. She also gave herself a lot of credit for the brand's popularity. Patrizia was also incredibly controlling, and only stirred the pot when it came to the Gucci family drama, deliberately playing family members off one another. Rodolfo completely disapproved of his son's marriage, calling Patrizia a social climber who had nothing in mind but money. However, Maurizio had fallen in love with her and ignored his father's warnings. He and Patrizia would go on to have 2 daughters together. It was only later Maurizio would look back and wish he'd listened to his father. Maurizio's marriage to Patrizia, against his father's wishes, only strained their relationship further. Rodolfo refused to give his son any shares of Gucci whilst he was alive.
Nah, it kind of makes sense now. I take what I said back. Hold on.
But when he died,
nah. It's still some fuckers that, you know.
His full 50% of the company transferred to Maurizio since he had no spouse or other children. Suddenly, Maurizio had gone from not owning any of Gucci to owning 50%. But that didn't mean him and his cousins weren't still constantly arguing over how to run the business. This third generation all had different plans and visions for the company. For example, at this point, Gucci was licensing their brand out to department stores, which brought in a lot of money, but Maurizio felt it cheapened the brand name, as it was no longer exclusive to the rich and famous. To make matters worse, fake versions of Gucci classics were being sold on street corners in cities around the world. Maurizio wanted the brand to go back to being a luxury that only the rich and famous could afford, so he pulled back the licensing, and Gucci almost immediately lost over $100 million in revenue because of this. Clearly, it seemed like a terrible idea at first, but many think this actually saved the company in the long run. Gucci was no longer accessible to just anyone. It had gone back to being exclusive to the wealthy, which helped it become a legacy brand. Meanwhile, Maurizio's cousin Paolo felt he was mistreated by his father Aldo for being given such a small stake in the company with very little responsibility. He wanted to be a fashion designer and felt he should be the one designing Gucci's products. However, no one in the family trusted his taste at all. It seemed like the one thing the Gucci family could agree on was that Paolo's designs weren't good enough. Paolo was so angry at all this that he ratted out his own 81-year-old father Aldo for tax evasion. Aldo was sentenced to 366 days in prison. In his attempts to build an
You gonna rat your daddy out? Hey, bro, what the fuck is going on? This a movie? I'm seeing clips and shit, but so it gotta be a movie. I gotta watch the movie because what the fuck? What the fuck is going on with Gucci? So Gucci ain't Gucci at all. It ain't good over there. Cause you know niggas flip a turn. You feel me? Gucci was just, you know, fashion and shit. When we say Gucci, like you good, you alright. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Gucci ain't Gucci.
The name for himself, Paolo then came out with his own Paolo Gucci brand. The family tried to stop him, worrying he'd tarnish the Gucci brand image, but Paolo spent $8 million taking Gucci to court to have the right to use his own name on his fashion line. However, his big dreams were a flop. Sales were not able to make up for the amount of debt he was in. According to his daughter, his line was not successful because immediately Gucci bought the rights of Paolo Gucci and made his objects disappear. Although even his daughter admitted that the first pieces Paolo produced were ugly. Clearly, the Gucci family often had very personal details about their lives in the public spotlight. But here's the bad news. All of us might be making our personal info a lot more public than we realize, which is where today's sponsor NordVPN comes in. Let's say you use the same password on a few different sites, but one has their security breached and your info is leaked. Normally, you'd have no idea, but with Nord's dark web monitor, you get alerts about your credentials appearing on underground hacker sites. And this is just one of many tools Nord has to help keep you safe online. Like, did you know that without a VPN, your internet provider can see every website you visit with only a VPN? Go to the option below.
Yeah.
With so much fighting going on, the Gucci family was always making headlines in the press about lawsuits and family drama. Maurizio had had enough. He wanted to find investors so he could cut out the rest of the family and gain more control. A company called Investcorp agreed to put up the money. Investcorp had already invested in Tiffany's and helped make the jewelry company a success, but this was their first time diving into a luxury fashion brand. By this time, Paolo had become the black sheep of the family, and he owned just a 3.3% stake in Gucci. In 1988, Paolo sold his Gucci shares to Investcorp for $40 million. However, he did not use this money wisely. He squandered his earnings, and by 1993, Paolo declared bankruptcy, with debts of more than $90 million. Over time, Maurizio convinced the rest of the Gucci family to sell their shares to Investcorp as well, and this company now owned 50% of the Gucci brand. They still allowed Maurizio to be the head of the company though, making all the big decisions. In 1989, he hired Dawn Mello as the executive vice president and chief designer of Gucci. Just like Maurizio, she wanted to help with the brand's exclusivity. It was her idea to reduce the number of stores from 1,000 to just 180 of their most profitable locations. They also reduced the number of items sold by Gucci from 22,000 to just 7,000. Mello also brought back some of the classic bestsellers like their bamboo bag and the Gucci loafers. Maurizio had a grand vision for Gucci. Now that the rest of the family was out of the picture, one of the first things he did was open an extravagant new store in Milan. He also wanted all new products to replace their current inventory, which put the company in massive amounts of debt. Not just that, Maurizio wanted to get rid of Gucci's accessories line. This was very controversial because it was literally one of their most profitable streams of income. The average person may not be able to afford Gucci clothing, shoes, and purses, but maybe they could buy a wallet, sunglasses, or belts. Yeah. Now, without accessories, the brand was truly only accessible for the wealthy, which is what Maurizio wanted, but from a business perspective, looked risky to say the least. Maurizio also wanted to get rid of the classic GG logo.
This nigga said bought the company, wanted to burn every motherfucker thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, third generation just like the fuck up shit, you know?
Which turned out to be a massive mistake. This was their iconic branding that everyone had come to recognize, and it accounted for 70% of their sales. All of Maurizio's changes to bring in a new era of Gucci meant that the company began bleeding money. They were losing $30 million a year. Gucci could no longer afford to pay salaries or suppliers. The company was on the verge of declaring bankruptcy, all for the risk of this grand vision in Maurizio's mind. Understandably, Investcorp was getting nervous. They were losing millions of dollars in their investment, so they approached Maurizio with the idea of appointing a new CEO for Gucci. This did not go over well. Maurizio refused to let go of the seat of power. He pleaded with them, saying it would take at least 6 months for customers to get used to this new vision for the company and start buying again. Investcorp refused to back down though. In 1993, they bought out Maurizio's 50% of the company for $150 million. Ironically, 6 months later, the luck of the brand turned around just like Maurizio said it would. Japanese customers began buying Gucci bags, and the profits for the company finally returned. Some of Maurizio's decisions had definitely been mistakes, but some of them had actually worked really well for helping Gucci become a truly luxury brand again that could command high prices. But it was too late. Maurizio had been bought out, and for the first time in history, there was no one from the Gucci family in the house of Gucci. And just 2 years later, Maurizio Gucci would be dead.
Wait, what?
But like Maurizio said it would, Japanese customers began buying Gucci bags, and the profits for the company finally returned. Some of Maurizio's decisions had definitely been mistakes, but some of them had actually worked really well for helping Gucci become a truly luxury brand again that could command high prices. But it was too late. Maurizio had been bought out, and for the first time in history, there was no one from the Gucci family in the house of Gucci. And just 2 years later, Maurizio Gucci would be dead. After years of fighting, Maurizio separated from his wife Patrizia, and in 1994, they finalized their divorce. According to her own friend Pina, Patrizia was more sad and sorry about losing the Gucci name than losing her husband. However, Patrizia was angry about the divorce and continued to stalk Maurizio and left him threatening voicemails. He tried to move on with his new girlfriend Paola, but Patrizia refused to let that happen. She feared that if he married Paola and started a new family, she and her daughters would lose the money they were being given from Maurizio, which was the only thing funding their lavish lifestyle which she craved so much. Then, in 1995, Maurizio was walking to his office when a gunman appeared. He was shot 3 times in the head in broad daylight. The police investigated all of the potential suspects. After all, with so much family fighting, Maurizio had a lot of enemies. But for 2 years, the case went cold. And then finally, the police got an anonymous tip to look into Patrizia. It turns out that Patrizia went around town asking nearly everyone she knew how she could kill her ex-husband and get away with it. She even asked her lawyer how this could be done without any jail time. With the help of her friend Pina, she then hired a hitman to do the job. During the murder trial, she insisted on only wearing the finest Gucci outfits in front of the flashing cameras. Patrizia Reggiani got 29 years in prison, and the hitman himself got life in prison. Patrizia served just 18 of those years though, and she actually could have been released even sooner if she simply agreed to a work release program, but she refused, saying, "I never worked a day in my life, and I don't intend to start now."
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
After the murder of Maurizio Gucci, the Gucci brand began a new era and found a resurgence of popularity after hiring the designer Tom Ford as creative director. He brought back the classic Gucci logo and began designing collections that spoke to a younger generation. Tom Ford, together with the CEO, Domenico De Sol, were a dynamic duo that would later be known as the Tom Dom Bomb era and helped turn Gucci's fortunes back around. Just from 1995 to 1996, sales nearly doubled from $263 million to $500 million. Now that the Gucci family weren't involved anymore, and thus the brand wasn't in a constant power struggle, things were finally looking up again. Investcorp quickly wanted to take advantage of this, and thus Gucci became a publicly traded company, and the IPO was massively successful. Investcorp went on to sell their shares of the company, making a $2 billion profit on their investment. They got out at the right time though, as in 1997 there was a crash in Gucci's stock price due to an economic crisis in the Japanese luxury market. This dip in the price was enough for fashion conglomerate LVMH to begin buying up shares of Gucci at a discount. Bernard Arnault was CEO of LVMH at the time, and he told the media that this was his attempt at a friendly takeover. Bernard had a reputation as the wolf in cashmere and had been involved in taking over several other big luxury fashion brands, so the Gucci CEO was concerned. He turned to an investor to help raise more money so that Gucci could begin acquiring as many up-and-coming fashion brands as possible so they could be true rivals of LVMH instead of getting taken over by them. Today, the Gucci Group, also known as Kering, owns several well-known fashion brands including Balenciaga, Stella McCartney, and Alexander McQueen. Eventually, the iconic Tom Dom duo both decided to resign from the company in 2004.
You don't fuck with Balenci. Not over here. You'll never see me wear that shit. Even when I can afford it. Not wearing that shit. Motherfuckers is nasty over there at Balenciaga. Y'all niggas is nasty.
As for Gucci, it's clearly continued to be an incredibly popular brand, and it continues to evolve with each generation. Gucci has about 50 million followers on Instagram, and there are currently over 500 stores around the world. Now that the accessories line has returned, Gucci has reached this sweet spot where it's accessible to almost anyone, and yet it's still expensive enough to still make it luxurious and exclusive. The big budget House of Gucci movie also put the brand even more into the spotlight in recent years. The Gucci family were not at all happy with how they were portrayed in it, and to be fair, it definitely wasn't fully accurate. But since the Gucci family don't even run the business anymore, it's estimated the movie actually increased sales for Gucci. But hold on a second. Remember that guy I mentioned before, Bernard Arnault? Well, he is a really fascinating guy, and his story ties in with the story of Louis Vuitton. You see, even though Bernard didn't end up owning Gucci, he did manage to take over Louis Vuitton in a controversial way.
I ain't gonna lie, that fucker was smart. But Arnold, that boy is smart, man. And sometimes being loyal ain't even a diss. Just like when you stand on your money, tall as shit, you know? He does what he wants. That's the thing about it. Like, motherfucker, they up here, you know what I'm saying? Because of height, but that money. They playing right now? What's Coco Chanel? What is that like? Is that a clothing brand too? What is Coco Chanel? Oh, that's her name. Oh. Oh. But Chanel. What? Oh, Chanel was what? Voila. What if whole time that's who the fuck Cruella is? Coco Chanel is Cruella. What if no, I'm just throwing shit out there. Chanel. Oh, it's like purses and shit. Okay. Perfume. Okay. All right. All right. I hear the name a lot, and I be seeing the bag and shit. I didn't know, or it just slipped my mind for a second. But good. Hell, I need to go to France just to catch some inspiration. Yves Saint Laurent. That's the thing about America. We'll like some shit, bring that shit over here, and knock it the fuck off. That's why I need to get my bread up so I can travel and get shit from there where it's made. You know what I'm saying? Where it's actually fucking made. Because when it's brought here, for some reason, the tag keeps saying made in China. Even when you try to buy the realest shit you possibly can find. But that tag say made in China. I think at this point, nigga, China probably owns so many motherfucking like either like you know the little borders for like the boats that carry all the goddamn cargo and shit, you know. They probably tax everybody. Oh, you want to move your boat here? Yeah, tax. They tax and tag that shit. Oh, if it come through here, bitch, and we tax your ass, made in China. I'm starting to think that. I mean, don't kill me though. I'm just saying, like, y'all got money. That's all I'm saying. Y'all know how to get some bread. So they got a whole soundtrack, the AI. That's funny. Hey. Pre-season is here. That's cool. I ain't been watching. I've been watching highlights though. You know what I'm saying? Cause I seen that cooking. And people tell us, oh yeah, man, don't get all hyped up over Wemby. That boy Wemby is cooking y'all ass right now. You know, let's just watch this. God damn.
Last year, just 38 games, and even in the 38 he played, as Wembanyama showed. Last year, just 38 games, and even in the 38 he played, as Wembanyama shows you something he can do that others can't.
Every night that makes you go, wow. That's over a 7'1" guy there in the whole.
Staring down already.
Williams with a follow, won't go. Rebound, and out to Wembanyama, and there you go.
When he gets out, he runs the floor, and the pass is over the top. He's patient there, and no one's going to block that one.
You throw that in with the addition of Wembanyama and some of the others, more good things are ahead. There's the block by
The boy got back on him and blocked that shit.
Victor. Here, beautiful crossover. But go ahead, big fella. Keep that one up, and if Victor does exactly that.
first exposure to Chop really getting on you as Victor gets the and one drive.
Yeah, it was, and he's going against another 7-footer, beautiful crossover, and he's going to win that battle majority of the time. His crossover just goes right through Chet Holmgren. Got to get that shot off a lot quicker.
Spurs harass Wallace into a turnover, and
Don't go for that one. And Wendy got in there. He may have gotten a piece of that one. Then he gets out and runs the floor.
Knocked around, comes back out to Victor. 6 on the shot clock. He motors in the lane. Scoop shot. Oh, Bobby, goodness.
Little razzle dazzle, showing us all kinds of talent.
Pops a three.
Yeah, I mean, don't give up on that play.
I'm not gonna hype because I've seen Bobo do this in college. But it's like, you know, I don't know why he ain't getting the opportunity. My dog need the opportunity. Well, he need to help. All that shit.
It's too early. It's all kinds of space behind him.
Wembanyama, it's another jumper.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, he's working off screens and shooting the ball like he's a guard out there.
Jang couldn't handle the pass, and Spurs get it via the turnover. Vassell kicks it back out. Champagny. Victor. Count for two. OKC 92-91.
Oh.
Yeah, not too many players going to block that putback from Victor.
How do you block a giraffe's 3-point shot? You fucking can't. Impossible. Marcus Brownie. I don't need it.
So a common phrase in the video world is, we'll fix it in post. Meaning the shot isn't quite perfect, but we'll just fix that stuff in post-production. Kind of like this. There you go. Or how about a little bit of this too? There we go. Much better. See, it's not that it's a lazy way of doing it, but I feel like a good filmmaker tries to get as reliably good in camera as possible instead of relying on software. And the we'll fix it in post version of a smartphone is definitely the Google Pixel. So many of the Pixel's best features are literally fixing it in post, right? Oh, is your face blurry in that picture you took? Fine, face unblur, fix it in post. Oh, what's that? You didn't quite get that angle right on your photo? Magic Editor, fix it in post. Oh, was there a weird background audio in that video you took? Easy, we got Audio Eraser, fix it in post. And many of these strategies, with a little help from AI, actually work, and that's where the Pixel shines. But there's also some things about smartphones that you kind of just can't really fix in post. First things first, the design on the outside of these phones looks, I would say, familiar. It looks...
Hey, Apple. Hey, get it together. How the fuck? Hey, come on now. That's hard. That's hard. I can't be the only nigga that geek over this. That's crazy.
Looks like the past few years of Pixel, which I actually really like, but I also do think this one's a little bit better in a few ways. First of all, the camera circles did the iPhone dynamic island thing of combining themselves into one big circle, which I actually like with these new bigger sensors here. And then also the Pro Pixels now have a completely flat display. So finally moving away from the slightly curved edges from the past years, and a satin back in every color, which does a shockingly good job at hiding fingerprints if you're team no case like I am. Aside from that, though, everything else is right where you'd expect it. The one thing I want to see if maybe they can fix now is the dust that always accumulates like right under and above.
I completely forgot. This boy not on like iPhone you know, on number 14, 15 and shit. And they already like innovative as hell with their product. That's pretty cool.
Of the camera bar. Probably the only way to get rid of that is to sort of curve it like they did on the Oppo Find X4 and X3. But I don't know if they'll ever do that. But the biggest improvement to the hardware, though, is definitely up front. Honestly, to the point where I feel like these new screens sort of tie the phone together in a way that they are up at the level of any other flagship phone. So the smaller Pixel 8 now has a 6.2-inch 1080p OLED display, slightly smaller than last year. And that display is surrounded now by perfectly thin, even bezels all the way around. No more tiny chin like previous years. And it's now bumped up to a 120 hertz display. That gets up to a new maximum 2000 nits of brightness, which is incredible. It's super bright. They're naming it the Actua display because they feel the need to name everything. But I love how it's visible all the time. Auto brightness has also been behaving this time around, which is great. It's not LTPO though, so you'll still probably want to turn off the always on display to save a bit of battery. But then the Pixel 8 Pro has a new 6.7-inch display. It is LTPO. It's closer to 1440p, and it maxes out at 2400 nits max brightness. This one is legitimately up there with the brightest displays I've ever seen on a smartphone in person. And I definitely did not expect that to come from a Pixel. They're naming this the Super Actua display. So the result is a hardware package on the outside of the phone that honestly feels like you can put it right up alongside any flagships from Xiaomi, Samsung, or anyone else, you name it. Just from the way it's built, the way it feels, the metal rails, the satin back, the clickiness of the buttons, the super bright display, the even bezels, everything about it. This is a rare W for Pixel hardware. And then two other small things about this display though. One, it's still just a single front-facing camera at the top, but Google has found a way with software to get more information out of this camera in order to be able to use it for secure unlock for things like banking apps and logging into things. So basically, instead of adding more hardware up front, like an infrared camera or a dot projector or radar, if you remember that, they just fix it in post with software magic, and it's convenient. But then number two, the fingerprint reader has not improved. So remember we were talking about this in the past few years of Pixels. All the best, the highest end flagships feels like they all have that super fast ultrasonic fingerprint reader. This one is still optical and still just a little bit, just a beat slower than the high end ones. It's not horrible, but you can tell it's not as fast or as consistently accurate with like rain on your phone as something like a Samsung phone. It's also not any bigger either. But hey, as long as we're talking about the Pixel, we might as well just get right into talking about the camera, because this is where you're gonna see the fix it in post pushed to its absolute maximum, more than any other phone. So the new camera sensors across the board, they do plenty of heavy lifting, of course. It's a big 50 megapixel primary sensor shared across both the 8 and the 8 Pro, f1.7, OIS, and pixel photos, they look good. They're sharp. There's tons of dynamic range as expected. Autofocus is really fast, and it can get a pretty shallow depth of field with close-up subjects, which is nice. But really, most of what you're looking at when you look at a pixel photo or video is software. So the multiple exposures blended together into a single HDR shot, the strategic relighting of recognized faces. I do feel like there's a little extra noise reduction this year, so sometimes details get kind of watercolory, but at least there's enough resolution that it doesn't look terrible when zoomed out. And I've also found there is definitely a tendency to over HDR some images sometimes. And when it comes to features, well, oh my God, there are so many now. You probably already know about Magic Eraser. Like, oh, what's that? You've taken a photo and someone's in the background. You want to get rid of them. Boom. Magic Eraser, fix it in post. Oh, what's that? You have a photo where someone's moving a little too fast or the hands were shaky and the face is kind of blurry. Well, there's a feature called Face Unblur. Literally fix it in post. And then even this new one called Best Take. People with kids are going to love this one. Basically, you know how anytime you take a group photo where there's like 5 or 6 people in the photo, you just blast, you just take a bunch of pictures and inevitably one person's face, they're either blinking or sneezing or something. It's never perfect. But this feature will let you go into that group shot. And this is for any group shot you've ever taken in your Google Photos library, by the way, not just a shot on the Pixel. And it automatically recognizes the burst of photos and lets you pick the best face from the whole burst on each person in the photo with surprisingly impressive accuracy. You will genuinely never have that one person with their eyes closed or looking the wrong way in a group photo ever again. I guess that makes your holiday cards that much easier. But also even in videos, you know, I've taken a lot of videos on the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. There's a lot of processing happening. I do think Pixel video is improved over last year. It's less noisy in the shadows, and there's some nice shallow depth of field with quick autofocus. I shot almost the entire Corvette Z06 autofocus video on the Pixel 8 Pro. And I think it looks really good, but also in a lot of the shots of my face on the Pixel 8 Pro. And I think it looks really good, but also in a lot of the shots of my face, there's this artificial brightening processing. Like you can see it in my footage before I start talking. When it lands on my face, how it just brightens up my face and adds this contrast. And just throughout the footage, there is a good amount of processed sharpening going on. Also, the audio eraser video feature is all right, I would say. Again, you can only fix so much in post, but basically they show this feature where if you're taking videos and there's some background noise, you can go into the editor and separate out like the layers of different sounds. So there's this really cool UI that they've built in that is super impressive. You go into edit audio and audio eraser, it analyzes the video and then lets you drag up or down levels of different sounds it's identified. So nature and voices and background sounds and wind, you know, depends on what video you took. It does okay with small stuff, but like, I don't know. It's super impressive at a low level, but then it can't really save the most disruptive wind around our studio or the exhaust sound of a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8. Like it's not magic.
About this in the main channel in the Ramatz Navara video. That car is electric and basically has multiple personalities. And this one kind of does in the same way. You've probably heard the other cliche of...
I will say shout out to the colors though. Honestly, the color in Pixel video is really good. If you told me I could only take pictures by taking stills from video of any smartphone, I think I would pick the Pixel 8 Pro. Just the footage looks so good. Now, Google, here's the thing about being so good at software visibly is it becomes way more obvious when you're suddenly not able to pull off a software trick on the non-Pro phone that you are able to pull off on the Pro phone, even though they're the same computer. Like, the good thing that you did was put the same exact chip, the Tensor G3, with the same image signal processor and the same primary camera and the same selfie camera in the Pro and the non-Pro phones. So this sort of artificial separation between the Pro and the non-Pro with like software locking, it was obvious when Apple did it, and it's even more obvious when Google does it. So if you open up the camera and switch over to Pro controls, that's only available on the Pro phone. Now that's funny. Of course, you can argue the non-Pro phone doesn't need Pro controls, but it's clearly capable of them, even if you bury them in settings. It's the same computer. They also both have a 50 megapixel sensor, but because it's locked under the Pro mode, you can only take 50 megapixel shots on the Pro phone. The non-Pro phone is always binning. Theoretically, that's going to be one of the things that you'll have to pay the $300 extra to get up to the Pro phone for, but also someone's already ported it to the Pixel 6. So like, come on, Google, you ain't slick. There's even a blog post about some other features that are coming to the Pixel. They have this thing called Zoom Enhance. That's basically a generative fill version of Super Res Zoom. That's coming later this year, only to Pixel 8 Pro for some reason. And a specially improved Magic Eraser version that uses generative fill on the 8 Pro and only the 8 Pro.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
Okay, last camera thing. Magic Editor is it's wild. It's one of the wildest things they've ever made. It is available on both phones. And it definitely goes beyond fixing it in post. So you open up a photo, you hit edit, and then at the bottom left corner, there's this wonderful, colorful rainbow magic editor button just tempting you to press it. From here, the editor UI is basically saying, all right, go ahead and select something with your hands, and then we can change it. We can do whatever you want to it. Select an object and you can remove it, move it around, resize it. Select a person, we can move them up or down, or hit the bottom middle button to switch the whole scene to golden hour or replace the entire sky in your photo. And then once you submit the edit, it takes a few seconds to process, and then kind of like DALL-E, it gives you 4 options of this edit to pick whichever version is the most convincing. They're not, professional photographer level edits, meaning you can zoom in and pixel peep and find some edges sometimes that look weird here or there. I also did try the exact same generative fill example that they showed in their commercials of this kid on a park bench where it impressively fills in the missing balloons. When I do it, it kind of tries to do that, but definitely doesn't do it nearly as well. But the truth is, zoomed all the way out, these are decently convincing edits to regular people. And you can just do it with any photo in your library. So it really just feels like, without knowing how to use Photoshop or any of these image generation AI tools, the Pixel Magic Editor, basically what it did is just it lowered the barrier to entry to just lie, I guess. Now, every once in a while, I did get a pop-up box over my edit attempt that said, it's unable to show results because it might violate our Gen AI terms. But I was never able to find exactly why or any trend in this. It seemed to come up more often when I tried to edit a picture of a person, but then it would totally let me just select a watermark in a photo and effortlessly delete that, which is probably going to be a concern for some photographers. So yeah, I would just say that I'm probably going to end up making an entire separate video just about this tool because it's fascinating and what it brings into the world is wild. But I don't know. What is a photo? But you know what you can't fix in post though? Battery life. You can't AI your way out of a huge 2400 nit screen burning through battery. You're just going to need the hardware. You're going to need a big battery. You're going to need an efficient chip for this one. And I'm happy to report that I have had really good battery life on the Pixels. And this is especially on the 8 Pro. So I've gotten 6 to 8 hours of screen on time regularly. Standby time has been decent. My only real question at this point is, and I only ask this because of the history we've seen with the Pixel, how long will the battery life be this good? Because, it could be great for a few months and then start to fade like previous Pixels, or maybe it'll be great for years, the whole time you own the phone.
How the fuck does the battery fade? So I need a video on that too.
Only time will tell. At the end of the day, though, the Pixel is still great at what it's always been great at, which is being smart. There's so many features, from call screening to Google Assistant everywhere, Google stock apps getting so good. And the more I use the Pixel as my daily phone, as I have for so long, the more I just kind of get used to this stuff, and the harder it is to live without it on another phone. Android 14 has already breathed life into older Pixels already. Literally, my biggest primary bug is clicking Twitter notifications for some reason. Just take an extra beat and a half to open. Kind of weird. One of the new features on this one is when you're in any web page in Chrome, you can pull up Google Assistant and just ask it for a summary of the entire web page you're reading. And Google Assistant, with its new AI features, reads your screen and generates a summary of 3 or 4 bullet points that are typically pretty good. Now, I went and tried this with a few other apps, but I basically always got an error saying this app doesn't support summaries. So it looks like the app developers are going to have to opt in to have their apps scraped by the summaries, which I kind of suspect a lot of them are not going to do that. Even Google's own news app doesn't support it. So this basically is just a Chrome thing. And then after the summary, it gives you a few cards to ask follow-up questions about the subject and just keep Googling more stuff. But then just this phone gets a lot of the little stuff right too. Just the little things that make it feel like a flagship. The haptics are excellent. It's got some of the highest quality phone calls I've ever heard on a phone, stuff like that. Overall, when you put fit and finish and hardware up alongside software experience, and I think these new screens especially, it feels like this is finally the generation of Pixel that is right alongside the other flagships of the smartphone world. And it gets supported like a flagship too. 7 years of software updates, 7 years of feature drop updates, 7 years of security updates, 7 years of spare parts available. And it'll do so for the new starting price of $700. And I think it's worth it. I think this is worth the new price tag. I think everything they've done from the 120 hertz and the brighter screen across the board, this is a phone that I would have no problem recommending. Now, is the $300 extra for the Pro worth it? That one's going to be tough. And again, it's because Google did such a good job with feature parity, same chip, same primary camera between these. So it's going to come down to the couple of small differences between them. Do you want that telephoto camera and the bigger screen?
Ain't gonna lie, sound like a good phone. Sound like a good phone.
Honestly, if Kanye West offered me a record deal right now, I would not sign it. Same goes with Travis Scott's Cactus Jack label and also Playboy Cardi's Opium. As extremely tempting as it would be to sign with your favorite rapper, as we're about to see, this is one of the worst mistakes an up-and-coming artist can make. While it's true that you do receive an instant boost of clout, the worst mistakes an up-and-coming artists can make. While it's true that you do receive an instant boost of clout simply by attaching your name to an established star, not only is that shadow often too much to outrun though, but then like Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely are literally saying, it's easy to get trapped inside that box.
For another artist to give an artist a shot and then see that artist get as big or bigger can be tough. A lot of people wouldn't be able to handle that. A lot of people who have artists signed can't handle that.
Today we're seeing more and more rappers start their own record labels, including some you would have never guessed. However, all of them seem to be doomed from the start. The real reason why a rapper starts their own record label.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna take my ass to bed, but definitely gonna watch this tomorrow. So, appreciate y'all chilling with CuZo, man. Y'all have a good night.